This Alice in Wonderland doll is honestly so beautiful, and yet her entire presence gets overlooked by the fact that she was pretty overpriced. Coming in at $100, she does have a very beautiful box. I love all the design elements. I love how she's at the front of the box falling. It looks super cute. But there is a very big problem I have with this doll, and it's the fact that she's very poorly articulated. For a $100 doll, I feel like the bare minimum should be articulated ankles and wrists, and this doll has neither of those. The back of the box does feature a little blurb about her, and the flowers on it are so gorgeous. The sides are pretty well done too. I really love the different colors used. There's even the cake included. And to open her up, I'm actually going to start with removing the little plastic slip cover. It's transparent, so it doesn't get in the way of displaying, and it holds the box together until you choose to actually open it. It does have some gold reflective text on it too. The flaps of the box can be pulled apart to reveal the doll, and she's displayed in a scene where the house is way too small for her, and she looks really good. I love how you can see the different layers of her dress. And the background is really fitting too. There is also a plastic layer at the front of the box that can be easily removed so that you can actually touch the doll and start cutting off the plastic tags. I feel like nowadays it is very common for dolls to be very underappreciated just because of their price tag, and it's really unfortunate because it's almost like companies are shooting themselves in the foot with that. It feels like they barely do any market research when releasing collector dolls, and they don't add enough collector elements to them to actually justify the price, which is unfortunately what happened with this Alice doll. A lot of people actually liked her design, but they felt that she wasn't worth the full 100. And I'm not sure how I feel about her quite yet because I'm obviously just in the process of unboxing her, but so far I am pretty disappointed with the lack of articulated wrists and ankles. I also feel like there is a very big focus on the packaging, which is always great, especially if you're a new unbox collector, but it's annoying when a lot of the budget goes to the box and not the actual doll. And once again, I will mention the fact that I absolutely hate plastic tags. I really wish that doll companies would stop using them, especially for collector releases. She does also have some really tiny house accessories on the side of the box. This is her doll stand. Unfortunately, it is one that goes like around her crotch area and grabs onto her legs. I hate these. They never work well. They really limit posability, and just in general, I prefer ones that go around the waist. And now it's time to remove the house from her head and take a closer look. And so now that I've gotten her straightened out from that weird position that she was in for the house and for the box, she looks pretty good. Her dress is very puffy, but once again, the lack of wrist articulation really sucks. It really limits how expressive you can be with posing her, especially for pictures. She does have a really cute face, but unfortunately, Mattel ruins it with pixelation. It really sucks because for collector dolls, I really feel like the faces on them should be top notch and they should not have any pixelation whatsoever. Her hair in the front is pretty gelled up, and over in the back it's kind of messy, and the quality actually doesn't feel that great. I'm just not sure if it's the hair fiber that was used that's bad or if she just needs a boil wash, but it's definitely not as soft as you'd expect for a $100 doll. I do like that her bow headpiece is at least fully fabric and not plastic, and it goes all the way around her head. It sits pretty nicely too, like it's not constantly falling off or anything. And now we have the back of the dress, so it keeps coming undone over in that part, like her little apron. It is a little pesky. There is some threading keeping it in place, and it is fairly transparent. It does have a nice lace trim, but it's very annoying that over in the back it just looks the way that it does. The ruffle sleeves are absolutely perfect though, and I love how they contrast with the puffy sleeves on her shoulders. And her dress does have a decent amount of layers. They really add to the flare and keep it puffy. I love how it looks. She has knee-length bloomers, and they actually have a lace trim, which is really cool and pretty detailed for Mattel. Her shoes are just black heels, and I love what they did for the heel to have it actually be like a potion bottle. It looks super cute, and I love that there's actual different colors used and it's not just all one solid color. And at the very least, she does have knee articulation. And now that I'm placing her on a stand, it almost looks like the stand is a little too big for her, like it wasn't properly sized. Or maybe she's meant to look that way, I don't know. And now onto the house. It's actually really well done. There's so many different colors used. It is completely plastic, but the front door does open and there's a nice amount of painted on details. The walls on the inside, like the actual rooms, are a sticker. They're not painted on though. And there is like this little hole area so that her neck can fit into it and look out the window if you want to recreate the scene where she grows too big for the house. Next we have the White Rabbit, and I will say that for a tiny figure, his paint job is actually really good. There's so many different colors incorporated into his design, and I love that even the pocket watch has the actual arrows and little time marks on it. And it is one of the rare times where a tiny figure doesn't have a wonky face. Next, we do have the bed in 2 different shades of pink. It does have molding for the pillow, the blanket, and even the little rabbit ears at the top. Super cute. Then there is the rocking chair in a solid pink color, and it does actually rock. Then there is the little nightstand, and it does feature some different colors and even some accessories permanently molded onto it as well. Then we have the clock, and oh my god, this is so cool. So I already love the sizing, I love tiny things, and I love that they included the carrot, but even more so, I love the fact that you can take off the top of the carrot and reveal it. It's like a little glass dome. And I'm really impressed that they went to such lengths to recreate this. I mean, they could have just made it permanently attached, but they didn't. And there is, of course, the little cookie that says "Eat Me" that's already been bitten into. What do you think of this doll, and what do you think a more fair price would have been, or do you think $100 is worth it for her?